Hey everybody, welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for a fragrance review today. I thought I'd do the review in a different portion of my home today. Similar background though, which I thought was funny, and it's pretty fitting for this fragrance review, for this particular one I'm going to talk about today. So this is something I've recently acquired. I got it, I would say, a couple weeks ago, and I've been wearing it, and I'm pretty excited to do a review. This is an old discontinued fragrance. I have it in a couple different variations and a couple different presentations too to show you guys too. So it's what I would definitely consider a fougere fragrance, aromatic fougere fragrance, barbershop fragrance, whatever you want to call it. It's from the year 1972, and it's by, if you want to even consider this a house, but the leading division of Pfizer, which I thought was surprising. So this fragrance is called Roman Brio. So you can take a look at the box here. What we'll do, as always, I'll go over the presentation because I got a couple presentations for this fragrance. I'll talk about its notes. I'll talk about the performance of this fragrance on my skin, and then I'll give it my thoughts and the overall review. So what we'll do first, we'll take a look at the box because I have a couple different presentations for it too. So as you can see, it's got this almost like royal purple stone looking color here with this symbol here with the Roman eagle and what looks like a Roman numeral there, and you can see some leaves there. Pretty cool. This red would look like a flag or a banner that's draping down. You have that on top here. As you can see, there's some wear and tear on the box because it is a vintage discontinued fragrance. And then if you circle around here, that banner goes all the way down too. So let's go back to the front. Roman Brio there in silver letters, aftershave, and you can see this kind of like painted image that wraps around the box of like Roman, either some sort of battle or chariot display, maybe like a game in the Colosseum, some sort of chariot race or gladiatorial game of some sort. Says aftershave there. On the bottom, you don't have anything going on. I mentioned the top already. Let's take a look at the sides. You just have that wraparound with, again, that silver lining. So here on the back, you can see that you have right here, Pfizer, New York, Leaning Division, and that's what it says too. So we'll open it up. We'll take a look at the bottle. So the bottle's pretty cool. I have a couple more I'm going to show you guys. It's like, this is the simplest of them. It looks like a Roman column, and it's got that ribbed, I guess those ribbed lines in there, like a Roman column in front of either the Colosseum or some sort of Roman palace of some sort. Roman Brio aftershave, and you got the cap here. This is a splash bottle. You got the nice gold coloring to the aftershave. Yeah, man, I can't wait to get into the scent there. You have on the back there, you can see it has the amount. This is a 2.5 fluid ounce bottle. So I got this one because of the box, and I got a good deal on all of these. But the larger 4 ounce bottles, they look like this. And the caps on these things are really cool. So pretty much the same thing. You got the column look to it as well. On the bottom, you have this like Roman leaf, really cool design. And these are thick, heavy glass bottles. You can see that as well too. These designs there that really just make it look like the front of some sort of villa or Roman palace. So this is a aftershave, and this is actually the eau de cologne. And this one, the lettering and lining is gold as opposed to the aftershave, which is silver. And then on the caps here, you can see this continuous, the same thing with this one, this continuous display of what looks like a Roman chariot game or some sort of battle or gladiatorial game with the palace in the background there. Really cool design on the box, really went above and beyond, and it kind of arcs upwards too and gets wider as it gets to the top of the cap. So on the top of the caps too, you have these continued chariot displays. You can see that there. So they really went above and beyond with the presentation of these, and I think that's really cool. And I love Roman history and stuff like that too, which I thought that these really fit into. So the caps these are actually plastic. I thought that they would be a little bit stronger material, but they're pretty thick plastic. You can see what's in there. And then these are all splash bottles, so I couldn't find this in a spray. And the final thing I want to talk about for the presentation is, much like the company Avon, they used to have, especially for that scent Wild Country, they used to have a lot of decanters that would be in, like either an old car or an old pistol or some sort of horse, and you would decant the aftershave in there and then you could put it out. So Roman Brio has that too, and they actually have a centurion, which is a Roman soldier or higher ranking officer too, which is pretty cool. And I got this one, and I didn't even know it actually came with aftershave in it. I thought it was just the decanter, so that's why I got this one too. But whatever, it's more the merrier. You can see that too. Just the porcelain white. You can see the decoration there. It looks like the Roman soldier got the kind of sash there with the armor and the helmet, and the cap comes off right here. So when this is over, hopefully I can find a funnel so I can refill this thing. I'm definitely going to use whatever aftershave I can in this one, not just Roman Brio. Definitely Caesar's Man aftershave would go awesome in this thing. So this is pretty cool collectible. So we'll get into the notes of this fragrance. I know the presentation portion took a little longer, but there's no record of this really online. There's a couple things on base notes, but it just says discontinued a masculine fragrance, which it is. The scent and notes really remind me a lot of Pinaud Clubman. Similar color, but I think Roman Brio is a lot stronger and lasts a lot longer than Pinaud. But the notes, I'm just gonna have to wing it and see what I think. I get definitely a little bit of citrus, some moss, oak moss in there. Definitely an earthy, spicy scent, along with a little bit of baby powder. It's very masculine. Definitely the oak moss and the powder. That's the most prevalent notes. The performance on this fragrance on my skin is actually pretty good for an Eau de Cologne. I can't complain. I get at least 6 hours out of this one before it's very close to the skin scent, or you can't really smell it anymore. And that is with the combination of the aftershave and the cologne. So I shaved today and I use that, and then I have some unscented aftershave balm, and then I mix that in with some of the cologne and use it. And the cologne, you can use it liberally since it's an old school Eau de Cologne, and you can, I use it, I'll put it on my shoulders almost like a body cologne. So I definitely get, like I mentioned, about 6 hours out of it. The first 2 hours, you get really good projection. It's actually pretty strong, and the sillage will leave you a good scent trail. And after that, it's going to remain in, your personal space. I would say maybe an arm's length, people would smell it. But it's definitely stronger than many new EDC colognes that I have, eau de colognes that I have too. So I'm actually pretty happy with the performance. My thoughts on this fragrance, I really like it. I really like the presentation a lot. And if you've been watching my videos, a lot of the times I go for cool presentations on bottles, and that'll make me like a fragrance maybe a little bit more than the average person would if they were to test it and use it. But I really like it on this one. This is funny that it's by Pfizer. I wouldn't expect like a drugstore company or, a pharmaceutical company to make a fragrance like this, especially looking like this. So maybe that was their answer to Pinaud Clubman. I'm pretty sure Pinaud Clubman's been around way longer than this one has, but this is still 1972. It's very of the era. It's very, very masculine. It's very old school. You gotta like that type of scent to really want to wear this often. It's definitely a barbershop scent for sure. It's definitely fresh. It's definitely something that I could wear on a regular basis daily. So I think this is better in the daytime, but you could wear it at night. But I would lean further towards this being a daytime fragrance. Definitely can be a daily, everyday use. Absolutely office safe. You can wear it to work. You can wear it out if you want. I don't see many younger, really maybe early 20s people gravitating towards this one. I think age range, this would be 30 and up. And that's coming from me who really likes old school classic scents, but I do believe that this is definitely all season as well. Winter, fall, spring, summer, you could wear this. You can apply it liberally. I don't think you're going to offend anybody. It's not a beast mode fragrance, so you don't have to worry about it being overpowering. But it's very fresh, and I think it's something that you could wear. And like I said, to work, it's gym safe if you'd like to have something fresh but masculine, clean after the gym. It's very clean fragrance. It's not that much modern of a scent, but you could definitely make it your signature scent, something that you wear a lot if you are into old school fragrances, and if you're into having a fresh, clean barbershop scent that isn't an expensive one. I don't know what the prices were back when this was released, but I was able to pick these up for what I didn't think was too bad off of eBay. I did have to find them there because they are discontinued, and I was able to message the seller and just kind of make an offer, and they were accepted too. Because I guess my guess is that these would be sitting around and not many people would be looking for them. But what caught my eye obviously was the presentation, and then got me interested in it. I really like Caesar's Man, so this kind of went along with that theme. So I thought that it was a cool fragrance to try, and I really wanted to review it for everybody. So again, it smells a lot like this, but I would say that Roman Brio performs much better and is much stronger than Pinaud Clubman, which I love. But this stuff, after about an hour, it's completely gone. Whereas this one will stick around on me a lot more. And Pinaud Clubman doesn't have a Roman Centurion decanter, so that way this is better. But let's talk about my overall rating for this fragrance too. For the presentation, got to give it a 10 out of 10. I really love it. I love the Roman column look. I love the design on the cap. I really like this, and even their smaller bottle is cool. This will be like a backup aftershave to fill this one in later. And the performance for what it is and how old it is, because there's definitely a little bit of top note loss on some of that aftershave. I can smell it's a little bit got that stale scent, but then that goes away within a second or two, and you can really get the richness of what maybe the heart of the fragrance too. So, but for what it is, I think this one is probably the newest out of all these three. That's what my guess is, because this one smells different in the opening slightly than the other ones do, and I gotta chalk that up to age, so which you're gonna have to deal with if you're buying or utilizing, acquiring any type of vintage fragrance. So performance wise on this, 6 hours from an eau de cologne from the 70s is pretty damn good. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And the smell, I really like it. It's very fresh. I love that mossy, earthy, spicy scent, and with a little bit of citrus baby powder in there too, all combined in there. Not a very complex scent. Not super unique. As soon as I smelled it, I'm like, oh, it reminds me of something that I was like at Pinaud Clubman. Maybe a little bit of Brut aftershave as well too, scent in there. So not super unique, but it does stand out from those two in its performance and with some of the strength with the mossiness in it as well too. So I'll give that a 7 out of 10. So that's going to average out to be an 8 out of 10 overall for Roman Brio. So if any of you guys have ever experienced this fragrance, please let me know. It's one of the ones I really like a lot. It's cool. Take a look at the bottle again. It's awesome. I really love how just old school it is and how nice these things look. These are great decoration as well too. So from a collector fragrance standpoint, it's an awesome buy, I think. And if you like the old school scent, if you like barbershop fragrances like Pinaud, you're really gonna like Roman Brio too. So hey, thanks again so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any experience with this fragrance, or if you know anyone that's used it or you have it yourself. They do have one other flanker to it called Roman Brio Leather. I do not own that one. Maybe eventually I'll pick it up and I'll be able to review it. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.